Freaking force of habit. I didn't turn on the mic earlier. So, hello! This is your first time. My name is Shiro. I'm a comic artist, and what I usually do on this stream is sweat my life away because I am probably starting my perimenopause, and I'll talk a little bit about what happened during this past week, if I did anything new artistically or something like that, and then we move on to me complaining about my life while drawing my weekly webcomic Bootleg cookie. To those of you returning, probably noticing it's darker in here today. I'm trying some stuff. I changed, I just did change a setting or two on Streamlabs in an attempt to get my fan to calm down. And so far it looks like it works. It's staying in some normal parameters. And even if I would only hear when it starts panicking, because you probably noticed from having no music while the microphone was off. Hi Paul. Yeah, speaking of that. While I am doing well, there's a lot of stuff that happened behind the scenes. It looks like I'm wearing my watch like super tight. Like, it's not even tight, I'm just soft. But like this week I actually had to update my Mac from, I already forgot what it used to be, to Sequoia. I think it was like 2 generations before Sequoia. And the only reason that I was delaying it was because I found out recently that my external hard drive for backups was not showing up since last summer. And I've been starting to get notifications since like the beginning of the year. So, that was something, for starters. You still normal, you. Be good. I'm asking it not to go straight to 27,000. Long sigh. So, there's, by updating to Sequoia, because Clip Studio was telling me, okay, you bought version 4, but if you don't update from macOS 13, we're gonna bump you down to version 2 because there's not gonna be support for version 3 and version 4 for macOS 13. And I was like, well, I can't have that, so not sponsored, but I went to Best Buy. And good luck and my bad luck. Lucky in my bad luck, I would say, usually. There was a sale on external hard drive, so I got a Seagate for like $80 Canadian. 2 terabytes. So I grabbed that, got it on Friday, hurried up and made some entire computer backups. And then yesterday I updated to Sequoia, and it came with a couple tools that I'm probably never going to use. And of course, another issue when updating your macOS is that sometimes software is not really prepared for the update. I felt safe because usually the new OSs are released in like Septembers. Yeah, I meant to say that plural, because it's practically like a new OS every year now. And then softwares tend to scramble trying to make themselves compatible with the new OS. But I felt pretty secure that everything was compatible. Where am I right now? Am I at 15 or 16? I think it's 15. Yeah, 15. And like, first thing Sequoia did when I updated to it was change my wallpapers to literally a forest of sequoia trees, and I was like, oh no. It also changed my screensaver to sequoias, but like, I can change my screensaver whenever I want, and I don't really super care because I'm not in the studio. Once the screensaver is up, that means I am out of the studio. So I'll change it back whenever, but like I have to look at my wallpapers pretty often as I switch between my screens, and I was like, no, you're not taking my Sylvanta wallpaper away from me. So gotta keep myself happy however I can, you know? I also briefly mentioned earlier that I'm in my perimenopause. I'm assuming because I am getting hotter and hotter this month. So I got a fan on, not just for me, for my computer too, so it doesn't have a little heat attack. A lot of my CPU components are currently at like 90, and I'm not a fan of that. But the fan is on automatic, so if it needs more fan, it's going to use more fan. But right now it's on automatic and staying at like 17,000 RPMs, I think those are, so it should know what it's doing. But yeah, artistically, all I did this week, because I did not feel like drawing yesterday, and I'm allowed, was to do the Karn portrait. So if we want to go straight to me complaining, we're gonna go to the drawing. But yeah, and I forgot my point, and I just remembered it. Updating to Sequoia and softwares not wanting to be compatible or struggling to be compatible. Guess what software is not? It's apparently not compatible with Sequoia, and I'm going to send an email after the stream. Pretzel. I was trying to boot it repeatedly before the stream, and it keeps crashing and crashing and crashing. So what you're hearing now is the browser-based player. So that's why it's back to being detected by the microphone instead of going through its own channel. So the good news is now I can hear my music again. So that's nice. So we're going to move some stuff around real quick, so we can then get to the interesting part. And get to draw the comic. It's not gonna be anything really fancy. It's literally just the successor to last week's comic. There. Sorry, it took me a little while to refine my settings. It's not like they were hidden or anything. I'm hoping you guys can hear things well despite the fan in the room, because once again I'm hot and that's why I didn't turn on my top light. And that's an LED light in front of me, so it's not exerting heat. Well, this is also an LED light, but I'm the one exerting heat right now, so that's what's happening. And yeah, if you guys notice over here in my preview, I actually have a little reference for one of the panels for today's comics. Not the right font. So yesterday I was playing a lot of Secret of Mana. I'm at the end. I'm at the Mana Fortress. And then I proceeded to get my ass absolutely handed to me by the Mana Beast, or as the game says in French, the Demo Mana. Not even the Demon Mana, the Demo Mana. Why not? So I think at my next session I'm just going to be leveling up, grinding in the fortress, coming back out and going back in a couple times to save my progress, because I also had all the quote-unquote secret bracelets that enemies drop that were even stronger than the stronger bracelet that you can buy in the game. I gotta do all that over. Me disais aussi. For those who are not familiar with tablet, the reason my computer, quote-unquote, is so close to my face in these comics is because that's actually my drawing tablet. My monitor, my computer monitor, which is over there, is like pretty high up on a shelf. So I kind of use my tablet for everything desktop computer related. Or else I'm going to spend my days like this, and that's not comfortable. And here's the thing, I know it's streaming that is heating my my computer, because I kept the fan settings on when I'm just working normally, and the fans and the temperatures are like low. And here's the thing, the stuff I'm going to write, last week I was paraphrasing what this guy told me, okay? This week it's straight from the screenshots, because of course I took screenshots, put them on the Facebook, so it was just a thing of going back to check the archives. Also, not done with complaining about pretzel. Not happy with that. On like my 3 latest, at the time of recording this live stream, on my 3 latest live streams, they are copyright claims that I've been fighting, of course, because I pay a ridiculous amount of money to be able to use this music. And then I had a feeling, and I went to the settings and discovered that the YouTube Save tab was unchecked. And I rechecked it again, so this one should be okay. Because me paying a license to Pretzel means you guys that are on my ass for using your music are being paid by me already. If not, go talk to Pretzel to get your music off their servers. And here comes the time to get out the reference. As you can see, like I took it very personally. Sorry. But it's probably gonna happen again. Okay, that's what the straight line trick does now. Okay. Didn't expect that. I am learning shit. Sounds like Pretzel has you twisted up in knots. Indeed it does. Like, I do have some more older videos that have a copyright... well, not exactly a copyright claim, because then I would be in trouble with YouTube, but more like, you're using our music, we'd like you to not monetize it. That's fine, because on those videos, it's like Mario music, Zelda music, stuff like that, and I'm like, you know what, fine, perfectly fair. But this I pay like 400 and some dollars a year. Okay. And like it's that 400 and some dollars a year in one sitting, okay? That's why I have a Patreon and a Ko-fi and a VGen now. I have a VGen account. I'm always applying to comic jobs. Is because of all these licenses that I pay per year to keep my work going. Can't forget my janky tooth. The janky tooth is important. As long as it's close enough so that people recognize the meme. That's all I need. That's all everybody needs. Recognition. Your show would still be awesome without music. Thank you. It's just that I know that I have a lot of spots where I just stop talking because I'm focusing on the comic. And I don't want you guys to be bored. Because I'm not saying fuck all. That's really it. That's the reason there's comics. There's music. Because if I really needed music that bad, like just for myself, like I have earbuds. So it's really something I do for you guys. Yeah, I have soda on the show. I didn't feel like chugging it down. I had my supper like fairly my dinner like fairly early today, but I didn't feel like chugging down my soda. But there's nothing to worry about. I always have my water with me because it's important to stay hydrated with actual water. So I don't know if you guys are noticing. Like I said, I am quoting him right up here. Why am I pointing with my finger? Up here? In the second panel, I am literally quoting him because I went and got the screenshots when I wrote down the script for this comic. I went and got the screenshots off of Facebook. Notice, okay? Crappy artist, loser artist, your artwork sucks, get lost, stupid anime fan, and take your crappy artwork with you, screw you. Notice there is not one single real cuss in the entire thing. That's what makes me laugh. That's what makes me think that this is a child. But sure, that would mean you're laughing at a child. Well, maybe if I was doxing the child, then yes, that would be horrible. But this is a person that decided to go after a grown-up. Tell them the mildest shit they could think of. And leave. If anything, this is a parent issue. I hooked something. Again. There we go. Because I spotted Paul saying jump, so have some sylves. For those of you following the Discord, I recently found out that the two different Toriyama brushes from literally two different people were updated at the same time. I think the CSP one is on... I think they're both on version 3 now. The ones for CSP and the one for Procreate. They are labeled correctly. They are under the paid tab of the CSP and Procreate resource channel. Now I did play a little tiny bit with the new tools, and one of them is a magnetic lasso tool, and for me it works like absolute shit, but I'm pretty sure I just need a bit more practice with it. That's all I need. I think we're good with that for now, but I'm still going to keep it handy. I am, despite our little pretzel conundrum, I am glad I finally got to update to a new Mac OS. I will get less threats that some stuff will be depreciated, so there you go. My Mac is currently just starting its 5th year. So yes, I am a little worried because my last Mac was supposed to last 7 years. Only 7 years. I managed to stretch it to 11. Like literally the only reason I got a new Mac after my old one, because my old one wouldn't update anymore, and then the other softwares were like, well, if you're not gonna update your OS, well, we're not gonna work. Because the computer itself was still working, was still running, like... Yeah, but then why did you get a Mac? Why don't you get a PC? They last long. And you can replace the pieces. Yeah, I know I can replace the pieces. The problem is, I can't get a PC that functions as long. So far, my Mac machines have been the ones that have lasted that long. Apparently, I have like ballistic art that is incredibly hard on PC machines. Say what you want about my old Mac when it started breaking down. Say what you want about this Mac once it starts breaking down. I didn't have a Mac machine that literally blew up on me yet. Oh yeah, here's something I've been wanting to talk about real quick. You guys remember Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees? Last year, it came out in its entirety, and I was collecting the issues. There are 6. My other hand is busy. There are 6 issues. And I've been collecting the issues digitally, and the minute I saw that there was a collected collection on paper, I immediately bought it. Because it's a good horror slash psychological slash slasher slash story. And I learned recently that it was getting a sequel called Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. Well, yeah, it's a sequel. Yeah, it's 8 years later. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees, Rite of Spring. And the original story was set in like 1986. I know, because I literally just watched a video about it and they announced the date. Because it was shown in the last issue. Which means, since it's 8 years later, it's going to be sometimes in the 90s, with the internet starting and stuff like that. And the whole premise of the book is that it's set in a really small town. To say that I'm excited. It's going to be a 3-issue sequel instead of 6. So, yeah, of course I'm gonna want it. I thoroughly enjoyed the first series. And of course, you guys know me. Not just the fact that it's a horror story, a well-written horror story. And the art is just gorgeous. I don't know, maybe it would be nice to have the author, I think his name is Patrick something, on the questionnaire maybe. I'll have to ask Jay if he's already been in the questionnaire, and if not, if we can have him. please. But I did warn Jay that if we ever managed to get Francesco Francavilla on the show, two things. One, I need to be the co-host on that show. Second, I will probably spend the entire show like this. Because if there's somebody's art, like, I should say, if somebody current, somebody modern, a modern artist's art that I love is Francavilla's. Now I know shrimps don't have two equal-sized claws, but, I mean, with the amount that I eat, you would think. But, like, I'm literally not even drawing the little feetsies here, so... You guys already know why I'm drawing a shrimp there. If you're an artist, you know damn well why I'm drawing a shrimp there. There, the other set. If there's one tool I use, if there is one single tool that I use a lot, is the quick access menu. Now I am using it on my phone with my companion app, but the quick access menu can also be reached on your desktop when working on Clip Studio. I got one up right now. I have several custom quick access menus for different like that I program myself for different projects. Excuse me. But yeah, I recommend programming yourself a couple of these if you got Clip Studio. Because honestly, there's some tools that I use that are actually really hard to find. And I know a lot of people will be like, well, program shortcuts. Programming shortcuts actually slow me down because then I have to look down at my keyboard, which is tiny. At least my companion app, my phone, is like right there with big icons, and I have some stuff programmed on my TabMate. I should at least try to, like, I have 3 more spaces to program 3 different set of tools. I should take the time to program a set of tools for animation. All I have to do to switch between presets is push the power button. Like if I want to close it or open it, I just hold down the power button until the light flashes on or off, depending on what I want to do. But if I want to switch between presets, I just have to tap it, and then the light will go from red for the first preset to blue, to flashing red to flashing blue. That's how it works. Excuse me, holy jeez. People have been commenting on the previous comic. Of course, the usual advice of don't reply to trolls, and I'm like, I'm not. I'm just calling them out so younger artists know not to do it. I just got a new comment here. Ha, the fool, he decided to strike right when your self-esteem armor was at maximum. Because that was a problem with this guy's first attack, quote-unquote. Because, like, that same morning, the day he decided to attack me, the first attack, that same morning, I had been contacted, as returning booties know, by a comic legend to casually tell me that he put me in his new book, and honestly, I'm still like, ah! And I have the proof that is currently reflattening in my bookcase. But honestly, the attack was so mild, even without that incredible bout of good news / good luck. I don't think I would have been too destroyed by his scathing criticism. But yeah, like I said, I call these out in the comic because I actually see a lot of videos and posts from other younger artists that are like I can get a full day of people praising my art, but if I get one comment shitting on my art, it ruins my entire day. And I'm like, it'll pass. Oh, I missed that song. Do 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 do. You know, we still have some fried shrimp in the freezer with a coating. Should have some of that soon. Like, I'm 42 now. I'm the answer to the universe, life, and everything. Not that I don't appreciate the people that go, ignore them! Because not everyone knows that I'm an old fart. I have the maturity level of a 12-year-old to begin with. And then one look at my real face and you're like, oh yeah, that's an old fart. I mean, I take my glasses off and look at these bags. They're Gucci. They can comfortably fit a family of 4. Well, from the feel of it, they're not that bad right now, but at night... Sometimes I like to take a selfie of myself doing a facial expression and send it to my friends as a response to what they just told me. And I took one last night, and oh my goodness, I look 75. Doesn't help that I'm leaning back in bed and I got this going on. Then at night I'm just like... I mean, oh no, I don't look young anymore. Boo hoo hoo. I look young, it depends on the time of day and the lighting. And no, literally, the fact that there's less lighting today is not because I feel old and I don't want to show my face in high detail. It's because putting the light up here makes a glare here, and honestly, I did not feel like drawing with a glare today. Like, literally, my ring light that is right here bothers me like a ton less than the glare that is directly on my screen. You know what? No, I'm going to... Because that's a nice ear curve, and I don't want to lose it. Oh, not happy with that. I had badly scheduled a page of... It's a Wonderful World. And page 8 was coming out this Thursday, but on Wednesday, page 7 was coming out last Thursday, I should say. But last Wednesday, page 8 popped up, and I was like, ah! Corrected that super quick. But it was enough that some people had faved it, and even one person commented on it. I didn't even take the time to read the comment. I was like, that's not supposed to be up! So yeah, despite my claims of being of the Fae, I am definitely human. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, we got another offline donation earlier today from Annan. Thank you, Annan. We are now up to a little bit past half our goal for these paint markers. Also, this year will mark the 40th anniversary of me picking up a pencil and never putting it down. Last time I celebrated it was the 35th anniversary. It was the anniversary of Coral, so I got myself a nice Coral Posca. And now I am currently shopping for a red ink stick. Preferably a dark color, because the 40th is one of the apparently many Ruby anniversaries. And I found that most Ruby ink look a lot like my quinacridone magenta ink. So I thought to make it fancier, because, well, it's an anniversary, I should get an ink stick. And I know how to work with ink sticks. I have an ink stick. I think I have 2. Regardless, they're both black. And I am honestly hoping to go for a Kuretake ink stick. I actually got one in my Amazon Japan wish list. Because apparently they do not believe in hosting their own shop. Yeah, that's what I would like from my 40th anniversary of drawing. A nice deep red ink stick. I have all I need. I have the grinding stone and all the tools and stuff like that. And the brushes and stuff like that. I don't have rice paper. Do you know what? That's okay. I'd be just happy with the ink stick itself. So I'm shopping. Like, literally, that anniversary happens 3 days after my birthday. So I got time. Even if I order it early, I will probably put it in storage and crack it out 3 days after my birthday. 3 days or 2 days? I was 3 days, 2 days old. 2 days after my birthday. I keep messing that up. Personally, I just think that these anniversaries are important because art is important to me. The escapism art provides, you guys, if you're not artists, you do not understand. That escapism is important. It's probably why, at my age, when people tell me that my escapism sucks, I'm just like, sure, okay. I'm drawing for me, I'm not drawing for you, buddy. If you don't like it, I mean, the internet is a huge place. You can just fuck off, I don't care. Like, I recently just said this, and I say it every time. I draw for me. If other people like it, that is a pleasant bonus, but it's not a necessity. After that little adventure with the comics legend, I believe my validation is at 100 for a good chunk of my life. Like, you guys can't see it, but I have a tweet from Francisco Francavilla on my wall, and all he says is that my jug dead is spot on, and I found that validating enough to print out and put on my wall. And then I mentioned it with a photo on Blue Sky, and he liked that tweet, well, that Blue Sky post, and reposted it. Like, I already have a huge ego, and that's just ruining me, buddy. Well, I think I have a huge ego. I try to keep my ego big, but in a healthy way. Like, just enough to have confidence in myself, you know? Because maybe that's the neurodivergence talking, but I don't see myself as inherently better than someone else. And I know that's rich coming from someone writing, literally drawing a comic about me laughing at what is possibly a kid. But at the same time, I don't care. Because if it's a kid, they used a burner account because it was a first name and then a bunch of numbers. And that's clearly a fake account. And he used it twice, once on Twitter and once on YouTube. And it's not like I'm gonna hunt him down and try to find his info and like I really don't care that much. Yeah, sure, he lives rent-free in my head. Because that is the funniest thing ever that happened to me in recent times. I'm pretty sure when someone says I'm living rent-free in their head, they mean it as a negative thing. But, like, thinking about this event brings me so much joy. Because I'm just sitting here like, really? 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 Oh, here's the magnetic lasso, and me not being able to understand it. See, I'm going point by point here. And it's doing its best. And I do better freehand. So that's something I'm going to need some practice with. In the meantime, yeah, but Shiro, what if you get hate in real life? Then I will deal with it differently. Here's the thing. Like, I'm going to knock on wood that I never have to work retail anymore. I used to work retail. This is not my first threats, okay? Like, if we're ignoring the bullying at school, which school? Yes. If we ignore the bullying at school, I worked retail. I worked food service. I worked with the public. You're not scaring me anymore. I've had people threaten to lunge at me over a scratch computer game. Okay. I have had it up to the natural color. I'm more of the school of thought of not the face, not the face, but more like, go on, swing at me, give me a reason. You know? Like, I am aware of my height, I am aware of my age, and I am aware of my health. If I get in a fight, I'm getting pudding, okay? I am going to be turned into a pudding. I am saying that I am going down swinging, though. Because I have added up to here. With people being mad at me over something I didn't do, basically. It's literally not a thing of thinking that I can hold my own in a fight. Maybe I can for the first 5 minutes. I don't know. I'm just saying. If I end up in a fight, I'm likely going to lose, but the other person's not coming out of it unscathed. But it's also why I don't get in fights online. Because who's this clown? You know what I mean? Me, usually when I don't like something on the internet, I have this cool button on Firefox that says go back. Like, there is some artists, I will say, I do not like their style. I do not like their art style at all. And I just go back. Art is subjective, you know? Like, they do not need to know that I don't like their style. Because honestly, that goes against my views on art in the way that I actually prefer to encourage people with their art. Like, I will say that there's some art that I see and I'm thinking, ugh. But if I absolutely have to say something, let it be either encouragement or suggestions to help, but only if they agree to me asking them if they would like a trick or a tip or something like that. Like, don't just drop the trick, okay? Because there's a lot of people out there that are going to think, like, you say one thing and they will think the worst, you know? And that's not what I want to do when I want to help. That's why it's always better to ask if they wish for help. If not, move on. If so, the one tip, don't forget to compliment something else. Move on. Even recently, I read another thing where a creative told a young creative not to get into art because they didn't have the talent for it. And I'm just like, what do you mean they don't have the talent? That person is like 16 years old. Like, what I'm drawing right now is not talent. It's practice. You know that saying that it took me 10 years to learn how to do this in 10 minutes? This is literally my easiest / fastest style. This is the style that I draw when I just want to enjoy myself, get something out quick. Because if anybody else that has seen my other art that I do when I'm alone and I want to take hours, even a full day to draw a piece, because I feel like it. You guys saw that my art style is like completely different. And sometimes it differs from piece to piece because sometimes I feel like drawing like Toriyama, and sometimes I feel like drawing like Takeuchi, and sometimes I feel like drawing like Amano. But notice I said the same thing for all three of those and other multiple styles that I can sometimes draw in. I feel like it. Art is about feeling. At least that's the way I see it. I forgot to draw the wheeze. I'm gonna draw it. And yeah, I drew some really tiny hands on me because guess what? I have tiny hands. I mean, this is a quote-unquote woman's size Apple Watch. And the screen practically hides my entire wrist. Like, I am this huge, little, tiny, gender-fluid person with huge arms and these teeny tiny hands. Do you consider your Archie drawings to be your anime or American comic style? Oh, well, my Archie drawings would definitely count as American comic, because they're American. Because what I call my American style is really like the teeny tiny, like 1960s eyes from Superman and stuff like that. Like with a line on top and then the eye and then like sometimes not even a line under it, just under the corners. That's what I consider my American style. It's true, it's been a while since I drew something Archie. Oops. Oh, dumbass. The bubble is also white. Might as well kind of mimic the shirt I got on right now, which is of course another nightgown because I have no life. But you know, that's something a lot of people actually... You're speaking about styles. That's something a lot of people actually don't really get, that we can draw in multiple styles. But on the other hand, I'm the type of person that don't really get how someone is struggling to find their style. Because I'm the kind of idiot that just draw in any style that I feel like, whether I'm good at it or not. As long as I get to do marks on the surface and then it kind of looks like something, then yay! I'm awfully happy. Oh, been a while since I saved. I believe I will do that. I'm gonna start putting the background so I can actually see my lines, and it's because I want to put a white white border, I should say, around what the other person said, and I can't see white on white really well. Nobody does. So let's see, what day is it? Okay, at the time of recording this live stream, we are now March 16th. And while we're here, let's wish happy birthday to my twin brother Mike's. He just reached 42 years old himself. So yay, happy birthday, Mike's. And there's 2 days left on the current sale of Clip Studio. Because they launched version 4. So yeah, nothing but happiness. Yeah, there was a problem with the first version of this background because I forgot to deselect a panel. Professional. I keep forgetting dumb stuff. At least the Pretzel.rocks bot still works even if I'm using the web-based player. But it would still be nice if I could use a desktop one. Well, we're doing what we can with what we have, and sometimes what we have, yeah. Now there's a way to change a lot of text at the same time, but right now I don't remember it, and I don't feel like going to look for the instructions again right now. While I was looking for the screenshot yesterday, I also found a screenshot of I had two Clip Studio tab opened right next to each other on Firefox, and I captioned it. This is pretty much what the learning curve is like when trying to learn how to use Clip Studio, and the tabs only say what and how. But they're not stupid at Celsius. That's why they ask for their users to make tutorials, because the official instructions are like they were written at the time of like Manga Studio, and they are in English. If you guys know what English is, they're sorely outdated, and instead of trying to write a new manual, like it's still up, instead of trying to write a new manual, they link to all the tutorials, the official tutorials that they ask for each month, and they have a theme, and they offer points that you can use in the Clip Asset Store for the winners and runner-ups. But it's way easier to follow the user-made tutorials than the actual instructions, because thanks for a great show, Shiro. Your comic looks awesome. I hope your brother has a nice birthday. Well, he better, or else I'm gonna get on his case. Mom was like yesterday, tomorrow is gonna be Mike's birthday, and I'm like, I know? Twin brother? Now, for the new people who's wondering why I keep mentioning my twin brother's birthday and not my own, we're actually 6 months apart. And before you start sending get well cards to my mom, my twin brother is actually my cousin. He's my mom's sister's son. The reason we consider each other twins is because, once again, there is only 6 months separating us, and we have been raised as siblings since birth until the age of 5, when I moved to another town. But it was like 1 hour away. So I would still spend the weekends and my entire summers with him at my grandma's place. So yeah, that's why we consider each other's twin. And if there's some people that want to complain about that, well, if he's your cousin, don't call him your brother. I'm gonna call him whatever the fuck I want because he's my brother. And that's it. I'm gonna saturate that a little bit. There we go. Now isn't that better? Alright, let's give it a little look-see. I didn't even drink any water on screen. I'm going to be finishing this. I'm going to be chugging this while I do the after-stream work. But, so you guys don't worry. There. And I will be finishing this today. So, it's important because you see how I'm shrimping over here? My back has been doing fantastic. I did an entire week of treadmill. And I intend to go for a second week. And I've been drinking the entire tumbler this entire time. Every day. And my back is doing really, really good. So I would like to keep this trend going. And we are good, so you guys know what this means. This is the part where I'm going to be starting talking really, really fast. Because it's the time where we go to the end screen and thank our supporters on our multiple platforms. So extra special thanks. Extra special caramel drizzled, rainbow sprinkled, chocolate syrup thanks to our supporters Amber B, Paul K, Miss Anavis, Sir E, Other Bad at Multiplayers, Matthew H, Winter the Kitten, Blah 6, which is new, so welcome. And our part-time support booties, Super Dudette 808 and Rocket Mouse. Your continued support is immensely appreciated. Next live stream. Let's get a date. Yes, next live stream is going to be Sunday, March 23rd at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. That's my time, not your time. Maybe your time. I don't know you. I don't know your life. Hope you guys had fun watching me draw this. A lot of fun drawing it. I'll see you guys next week, once again at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I love you all. And bye-bye.